Former President Trump and South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem spoke in North Dakota this weekend. Trump offered an endorsement for a Senate seat and shared his ideas on a number of hot topics, including battling critical race theory and holding China accountable for mishandling the virus. NTD's Melina Weiskup brings us key moments from the night.
Anywhere Trump makes an appearance, there is sure to be a huge crowd, both inside and outside. They started lining the streets hours ahead of Trump's visit, and the chairman of the North Carolina GOP says this was the largest turnout they've ever had for a fundraising event. Trump spoke to a large and enthusiastic crowd here in North Carolina at the Republican convention. A couple of key things happened. Laura Trump said that she would not be running for U.S. Senate, but she said although it's not now, she said that doesn't mean she's never going to run. Trump also endorsed Congressman Ted Budd for that Senate seat in 2022.
Would you agree with that, Mark? He will fight like nobody fights.
So let's win this together, and let's get back to making America great again.
Aside from the endorsement, Trump spoke of a number of key issues facing the nation, labeling critical race theory as one of the most dangerous ideologies.
And we should ban it in workplaces, we should ban it in our states, and we should ban it in the federal government, and it should be done immediately.
And Congressman Dan Bishop told us critical race theory is an area where both Republicans and Democrats can come together.
I think you're going to find a lot of agreement among Republicans and Democrats across the ideological spectrum that particular notion, that poisonous ideology, which is essentially state-sanctioned racism, is something that particularly parents of children in schools are going to rise up as Americans all together and say, this has got to go.
As the nation faces such a partisan divide, we wanted to see what else Republicans and Democrats can agree on right now. Congressman Richard Hudson told us battling the pandemic is another point of agreement.
That's an area where Republicans and Democrats can come together, look at what went right but what went wrong during this COVID situation we've just gone through, and let's try to prepare better for the next pandemic.
And he hopes the two parties can come together on combating the threat of the Chinese Communist Party. China using vaccines as leverage to promote their political agendas. Do you think that's something that Democrats and Republicans can agree on and working against?
I sure hope so. And President Biden, to give him credit, has been saying the right things when it comes to China, but they're certainly testing us right now, and I hope the president's got the resolve.
Trump floated the idea that the U.S. and other countries should demand reparations from China for their mishandling of the CCP virus and the damage it caused.
Within one unified voice that China must pay. They must pay. And as a first step, all countries should collectively cancel any debt they owe to China as a down payment on reparations. The nations of the world should no longer owe money to China. China has destroyed so many nations.
This is the first of many rallies Trump is expected to speak at this summer. He'll also be speaking in Texas at the Conservative Political Action Conference in July. Melina Weiskup, NTD News.